Throughout this video, we have described in detail how to initiate a business plan. We believe our method is more thorough than that currently practiced by most companies. Even so, you will need to change and improve the first draft. Both controlled experiments and feedback from the market make it necessary to adapt to an ever-changing reality. Continuously improving your plan is the basis for success in this process. Now, we will explain how to make continuous improvements in the business idea, business model, objectives, and activities. You will need information in order to make these improvements. The better information you have, well, the better decisions you will make. You need a tool that can give you this information. By following the instructions in the previous parts, you have built the basis of this tool. Building on the instructions from the owners and the available resources, you have created at least one business idea and expanded it to a business model. You defined the gap between this business model and the current situation, and you created objectives that support the business model and tasks required to reach your objectives. Now, we will show you the relationship between completing objectives and generating revenue, and how your costs are generated from the tasks. If you give this some thoughts, it is perfectly reasonable. Creating revenues will always be among the main objectives of a company. And what else will create costs than activities you do? Using a lean method for business development will show you how these things are related to each other. The forecast is created by combining real results from the previous months with today's best estimate for the months ahead. We never compare with a budget. Don't you agree that measuring against a guess we made months ago is not very relevant? The preconditions have certainly changed a lot since then. If the forecast shows that you are heading in the wrong direction, you need to take immediate action. The consequence of the changes you make will be visible right away. If you switch off a business idea, all related objectives, tasks, revenues, and costs will be switched off automatically. As mentioned above, the overview consists of 5 measuring instruments that will continuously adapt to changing circumstances. The first instrument shows the connection between the achieved objectives in the months behind you and the best estimates for the months ahead of you. The sum of these objectives will make up the most probable forecast for your plan period. The purple bar shows the percentage already achieved, while the grey bar shows the percentage you expect to achieve for the rest of the period. Our friends in Powerboard have made it to the final week of September and are a third into the plan period. John, Mark and Christy have been working hard, and many of the objectives start to materialize. The consultancy job for loaded boards is 33% finished. The production of the test versions and the test sales a little bit less. Mark has received a term sheet for $100,000 bridge financing from a well-known serial entrepreneur from the Bay Area. This means that another $50,000 still need to be finished. When discussing this, John points out that they have actually received a $30,000 bonus from loaded boards. Mark goes to the objective board and enters that, and we can see that the status is changed. Next, Mark expands the profit and loss figure to show some details. In brief, they will have a loss of $58,000 in the period. Mark says that loss is undramatic. The revenues have increased each month, and the monthly loss is smaller from month to month. He also shows that the test sales to CNET means that they have had their first dollars of revenue. Mark changes to the cash flow overview. This is the part of the finances that really matters, he says. We must be able to pay our bills. Luckily, the bridge financing secures the cash flow for the next few months. Developing a startup has a lot in common with any other project. The people involved in the project must do what they are supposed to do. Equally important, nobody must do things they are not supposed to do. Mark gathers John and Christy around the meeting room table and displays a selection of the most important tasks for September and October. John and Christy assure that they have control over the tasks. Christie completed a report of prioritized product improvements in production version 2. All that is left is to report the tasks as completed. The user feedback analysis and the contract with the engine supplier from John are also complete. Mark says that contract and training of the new salesman is going to be just fine. What if there had been tasks that wasn't finished within the assigned time limit? Of course, some of them should have been completed. There should have been assigned new time limits. Perhaps the responsibility for it should have been reassigned to someone else. Mark may also have had to change the objective or other tasks that would be influenced by the delay. However, there is a good chance the task shouldn't be completed. Perhaps the task was less important than they originally thought, or some external event may have made the task irrelevant. If any of this happened, the task should be moved back to the queue, or simply deleted. Avoiding unnecessary tasks will be very profitable for your company. Mark wants to show what the situation would be like if they also try to cater their longboarding market group. He goes back to the business idea board and switches on that idea. We can see that doing this will drastically worsen the financials of the company. Finally, he opens up the summary of the plan. This feature can be useful if they want to report the progress to the bank or investor.